Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Design Forward. My name is Adeife and here with us today is our design intern.
Hello everyone, my name is Motilayo.
Today on Design Forward, we'll be doing something a little different. We'll be having an intern diary session where I'll be asking Motilayo about his experience so far and a couple of questions just to let us know what he has learned in his time here. So, first question I'll be asking you is, what were your expectations coming to an interior design company for an internship?
Okay, for my expectations, I wasn't really expecting anything because I just wanted to be an intern. I just wanted to intern somewhere. So, getting into 528, an interior design firm, I've been able to understand that interior design is not just painting on walls and arranging chairs, because that's what I really thought, like, we'll just be arranging chairs. But like now I'm seeing that we're doing electrical works, we're doing ceilings. There's been a lot of things. I've learned a lot of things here.
I think there's a general misconception of what interior design is and how important having an interior designer on whatever projects you're doing is. So it's very interesting to see that even people just coming into the industry can see that they can experience fully what it's like to be in the interior design industry. So what were your first 30 days as a design intern like?
Okay, my first 30 days was about me being onboarded into the company. I was learning how to use the design software. I was learning basic design concepts, like the basic design styles we have in interior design. And from there, I started going to sites once in a while. I was introduced to meeting clients. So my first 30 days was in phases, but I was still kind of put through all the phases in a way in that month, basically.
And that's good. I think that understanding basic design concepts, what is used in the real world of interior design is very important. So you have a solid foundation on what the industry is like. So I'm going to ask you for your preference on two aspects of design.
Okay.
That is studio work and site visits. I would say there's the creativity part and then there's the execution part. The studio work would have to do with conceptualization, basically thinking of how the space would work first, maybe using softwares, creating documents like mood boards, creating models, rendering, and then site visits where you are managing the projects, the execution of those projects. So far, your time here, which would you say you prefer out of both of them?
Okay, for site visits and studio work, I kind of prefer site visits because I'm more of a person that I like to communicate with artisans, communicate with clients. So I kind of prefer being on site with them, and not to lie, site visits is kind of fun because we're always just sitting with the artisans and watching them do their thing and learning from them, basically, because these guys know how to do some things that they are not the right way, but like they just know how to make the things work the right way. Yes.
That's actually interesting because a lot of people will say communication with artisans is the most stressful part. As for me, I'd rather be in the studio with my laptop and my creative mind and cook up designs, model, render, mood boards, and all the different layers of that.
I don't like sitting for that long.
As much as I love studio work, one aspect I don't enjoy is the deadlines. Every aspect comes with its own deadlines and pressure and all, but I think for studio work, having a deadline on your creativity is a different type of pressure. But what would you say your experience has been like with the pace at which work is done, especially here at 528, and how we have to meet deadlines, even for site visits, the execution of a project, or pressure on clients that you maybe noticed? The
deadline is crazy.
Management and all of that. So what has been your experience?
Yeah, the deadline is crazy because it's only in school that they'll give you 3 months to complete one design. We only do one design in school and we do it in 3 months, and that's kind of crazy. But like here, there was a week that was actually very, very serious because I had to do deadline, I had to do the designs, I had to be on site with the artisans, and like I had a meeting that day again. So like the deadlines, nobody really cares if you're doing something else. So you just have to meet the deadlines and you have to do the work well, because And you really can't cut corners. I knew I cut
Exactly.
corners in the design she gave me to do, but she was like, she told me to change everything. That like this is wrong. That you can't have it colored. You can't. It's really crazy meeting deadlines because the deadline doesn't mean that they're not going to correct your work, and you still have to meet that same deadline.
Exactly.
Basically.
You have a couple of things to do all at the same time, and all of those things don't care about the other things. There's a deadline for each and every single thing, and the work keeps on going and going. You have to meet deadlines in the office. You have to meet deadlines with the people on site, artisans, vendors. Then the client there's so many layers to it. There's so many things that can easily be overlooked from somebody else looking in to the work of interior design. But that deadline aspect is usually a lot. When you're under the pressure, sometimes you don't feel like you make it out, but you survive.
Yeah.
You manage.
That's what you just have in your head.
So, on your understanding of the technical aspect of interior design, how would you say that has been, and how do you think that what you're learning or what you've seen here is different from what you're learning in school, or how you've been able to bring in things from school into what you've learned, and whether or not that has helped you have a better understanding of the design industry now that you're in it?
Okay, in school we don't do much of software work. All we basically do, we use our hands to draw. And from what you said, using your hands to draw, that's kind of helped with your creativity, the way you visualize things, the way you understand designs. Yeah, so for understanding designs, I kind of like already understand designs to a very good extent. And the softwares we even learn in school, like Revit, they are very good software, Revit, AutoCAD. But here in 528, we use SketchUp.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I can say has helped me to be a bit good at SketchUp, or like understand SketchUp more, is the fact that I used Rhino sometimes in 100 level. I was just curious. I just decided to just learn it. So that's what has helped me. So understanding designs, I think is okay. Yeah. I think I understand designs. I've been able to learn how to use SketchUp more in a more appropriate way, like not just cutting corners to get your designs done.
What was your experience learning generally the technical part of design? What was that like? Was it new? Was it different?
It wasn't new. It wasn't new. There were things I've seen. Although Revit is more of like a rigid kind of design. Like if you want to make a roof, you tap on make a roof. If you want to make this, you tap on this. But in SketchUp, you build everything yourself. You're making everything from scratch by yourself, and that's why I said Rhino has helped me. That's it basically.
Well, that's good actually. I'd say that's been a good experience. So, what was your first small win as an intern?
My first small win?
Yeah.
They paid me my salary. But I'm just joking. Yeah, my first small win was when you finally approved the work that you gave me. After like 10 go back and do this. I must not see this thing.
But you learned throughout the process, yes or yes?
It was stressful, I wouldn't say.
But you learned.
I learned. I think I learned. But it was a very stressful process. But I thank God for that.
You thank God.
Because I was able to learn something now.
Okay. No, that's good.
Thank you.
That's good.
But wait, are you proud of me?
I am. I actually am. I have these proud moments that I can talk about. So first time I gave you a layout to do, you actually did good work. Like, as much as there were 10 corrections, I was proud of what you brought to me at first, because this is the first time you're doing it. You've only heard me teach about it. I've told you about it in theory. I've just showed you around. And the first time that I actually gave you something to do, you brought back. We're not starting from scratch. We're not starting from scratch. We're actually starting from a good place, as much as there were corrections, because people are very peculiar. Projects are very peculiar. So we still have to get it right. And that's why I said you still learned throughout the process. What you brought was good, but then there was room for improvement. So apart from softwares, project management, site visits, there are other parts to design. There's finance, there's knowing how to talk professionally, knowing how to relate with people, there's teamwork, there's so many other skills that you can pick up that are very necessary to properly execute a project. So what would you say are certain things that you have learned or you have picked up during your time here as an intern?
You said speaking professionally. I think that's one thing that I'm improving on, because speaking professionally, usually when I'm explaining something, I'll say, that thing, that stuff that you use for, but like Eunice is always like, what is the name of that thing? What is the name of that thing? So like, I just have to like learn how to speak professionally, and I understand that that's a very important skill in getting a work done.
Yeah, because apart from talking with your teammates in the office or your colleagues in the office, you would get to the point where you're discussing with clients and you have to be very professional. You're discussing with vendors, you have to be very professional in how you relate with them, because at the end of the day, it is a business and all of these things matter. If you want people to come back, if you want people to have good things to say about you over time, you have to know how to speak professionally. Also, teamwork is very important, because you have to know how to collaborate between all of your colleagues, all other departments in the company, so that there's a smooth flow of the work. Because if one team is not being as open to correction or even open to things that are required of them, and you have to be able to communicate those things. It's very important to get to the end of a project successfully. So as we wrap up, I want to ask you a question. Given the amount of time you spent now and all the knowledge that you have amassed for yourself, what would you do differently coming in as an intern?
What would I do differently?
Yes.
Coming in as an intern, for me, I don't think I'll do anything much differently, because when I was coming, I was just like, let me learn as much as I can learn. I was not really saying, this is how I want it to be. I did not have anything planned. I just wanted to learn as much as I could. I was open-minded, basically. And it has been an amazing learning experience, because I was able to learn new things when I got here. So I wouldn't really do anything differently. I'll just be myself. And
that's nice, actually. I think whatever internship you get into, just have an open mind, be teachable, and try and adapt as much as possible to what is done in the company you're working at. So yeah, I think design is a very interesting field. So it's also fun. There's also a lot to learn, but there's a lot to do. In the industry, there's a lot to do.
Yeah, there is.
So we've come to the end of this diary session, this episode of Design Forward. As you can see, very eager to get back to work. But yeah, I'd like you to say a few words for us to close.
Okay, guys. It's been an amazing experience for me in 528. I didn't know interior design was this broad, and I'm eager to learn more. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment for us.
Yeah. See you in the next episode.
Bye. Guys.